this is Rachel here, the Modern Shaman. Thanks for being with me for another YouTube Q&A video of the week. I have been doing these for a long time and y'all have been so persistent with sending in your questions and comments. And if you are new to this channel, I'm glad you're here, first of all. I would love for you to join our community, which basically means subscribe, hit the like button, comment, be active, and visit my website if you haven't already also. That website is themodernshaman.net. Tons of resources there for you to get in contact with me for one-on-one sessions here in my office in San Antonio, Texas. Or of course, nowadays you can do all of those sessions and healings online as well. There's also my teaching curriculum, which is available on the website, module by module. The masterclass curriculum came available a couple years ago, and it's been wildly successful for so many people to truly step into their own abilities and gifts and offer those to others as healers themselves and channelers themselves and psychics themselves. So if you're interested in learning more about developing your extrasensory perception and stepping into maybe your historic ancient roots as a healer, as a shaman, there's classes available for you also on the website. I think I said everything I needed to say, so let's get on with the question today. All right, this one came in. I printed this, but it's like tiny on the paper. I didn't even print the whole page. Okay, this says, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. I am eternally grateful. As a light worker, after I balance and clear my own chakras, is it better to leave my chakras open or close my chakras? When should my chakras be left open? Should I leave them open only when I work on others to receive helpful information, or to close them to protect myself? If I should close them, can you give me a visual of how I should close them? I envision a swivel top on a round box. See the picture attached, and she sent, there's a little round box with the swivel attached. Also, would it be best to make the swivel closure silver or gold like armor? Any other chakra advice would be welcomed and appreciated. Okay, hey mama. Yes, let's talk about chakras. So first I want to make the distinction between your chakras and psychic protection, because those are two different things. So your chakras are your energetic organs, and so you don't really want to shut those down. It's like shutting down, your stomach, or shutting down your liver, or shutting down. These are functioning energetic organs, right? And if we could see beyond our visual spectrum of light, if we could see into these higher variances of light, so our visual eyes can only see about up to 700 nanometers on the light spectrum. There's a lot more than that our optics can't pick up on, but they're happening. They're legitimately there, right? Just like if you see some TV show where they're going into hotel rooms with the UV light, right? So our eyes don't pick up UV light, but when you hold that UV light over the bedspread, you're like, oh my gosh, there's all this stuff here. It's there, right? There's like blood stains and bugs and all sorts of creepy stuff. I hate those shows because it's like, I don't want to know, but it's there. The same is happening on other light dynamic frequencies, okay? This is what we can call like higher dimensions. Essentially, they are higher frequencies of light. And our energetic body, which is our chakras, is another body, literally just like we have a skin that covers our organs, that covers our muscle tissue. There's another layer to our body, and it is our energetic body. This is what our aura is also known as. It is the electromagnetic energy body that is another layer that goes over us that our eyes can't really pick up on unless we've trained ourselves to see auras. A lot of us feel it more than we see it. And in this electromagnetic body, our auric body is our chakra system. Okay? And it is connected very much to the body, and your chakras are your organs. They're the functioning system that connects all other parts of our energetic body. Okay? And they are electromagnetic. And if we could see in higher frequencies of light, we would literally see them. Okay? And this is what I train people on when I train you to use your psychic vision or your extrasensory perception. Essentially, you're using your third eye to perceive beyond what our visual eye can see in the light spectrum. Now, it's real, right? It's like if we could put a UV light on it, we'd see these things. You'd see the organs and we'd be like, oh, there it is, right? So you don't want to really shut them down. They are your functioning organs of your electromagnetic system, and you want them to be working in their fullest capacity as a functioning system. And when they're functioning, they are spinning in harmony with one another. And I like to think of them as like wheels, almost like a water wheel, right? They're making the flow of that energy, that Shakti, that chi energy, whatever you want to call it, move through your body and create harmony and health, and essentially allow you to work at your fullest vibrational capacity. Okay? To be the best human that you can be. And by human, I mean the embodied essence of your soul. Okay? That's here on this planet. So you don't want to shut them down. You don't want to necessarily seal them off. This is where we get dysfunctional organs. And actually, I have a video if you want to look back in the archive about when chakras kind of get dysfunctional, they get atrophied, they can work backwards, they can shrink in on themselves, it can kind of create this black hole like a vortex that's working the opposite direction. It can get all sorts of funky things, just like our own organs and our physical 3D body can, start shriveling up. We get all sorts of things happen with our physical organs, right? We can get tumors on them. We can get growths that aren't cancerous, but they're still growing in weird areas because they're overfed in certain areas and they're underfed in other areas through bad blood flow, circulation, through all sorts of things, okay? Our energetic body is the same way. And the viruses and things that impact our energetic body are similar to the viruses and the bacteria and the parasites that attack us on our 3D body. Okay? All right. So what I want to suggest to you when you are working with others, you want your chakras at their highest functioning capacity. You ask for a visual. This is the visual that I used to use. It's a strainer or like a steamer when I taught my classes in person instead of online modules. But I use this in the online modules also. So imagine that your chakras were this steamer. And oftentimes when you look at the ancient Vedic texts, they talk about the chakras as lotus petals, right? Like a flower, the lotus opening up, and they're all different amount of petals. Each chakra has a different petal. And I have an old video just on chakras if you want to look back on it. That's also in the archive somewhere. Okay, so it opens and closes and it spins. Here's your visual. That's the one I like, but I like yours too because it's a little simpler, right? This swivel top. You would essentially want it to be spinning. That's why I like this one, is because the spin works in harmony, kind of like a water wheel, right? And it's flowing, imagine water on an old-fashioned water wheel too. And the water, similar to energetic flow, is moving the chakras, and then that water drips down to the next chakra and feeds the next wheel. And then the water drips down and feeds the next wheel, and so on and so forth. They're actually kind of like cogs to an overall system, just like our organs work and they function to support one another through blood flow, oxygen, water, all of these things, how they feed one another. The same is true of our chakras. And just like we could get very complicated with our physical organs, we could get very complicated with our energetic organs too. You can get to a lot of nitty-gritty with each one and how to support each one, how to heal each one, how to be in harmony and utilize each one. Again, that's a whole nother video and I could get way into detail about that. But I would encourage you first to go back to my archive and watch the video on chakras that just gives you the basic info. And then I would put a separate caveat to your question in here and encourage you to have boundaries and ways that you essentially slough off the energy that you may have picked up in sessions when you are healing others. Because it sounds like your chakras are in full spin, full utilization when you are working with clients. And then afterwards, you want to take it down a notch. Okay, that's what I gathered from your question. And if that's the case, then essentially you can slow your energetic flow by grounding yourself, by cleaning yourself afterwards. Now, the simple thing that I do is I just put my palms on the floor. But this is if I'm doing a healing, because I'm utilizing my palm chakras to flow the energy through my hands. If you are doing a reading and you're typically using your third eye energy, what I also used to do after session is to put my third eye on the floor. So just put my forehead on the floor, like in a child's pose position in yoga, to where you're kneeling on the floor with your head on the ground, almost like in a prayer position, right? Letting the energy drain from your forehead of that highly activated chakra. You can do the same with your heart chakra. A lot of people do healings, shamanic work, where you're energy melding, and that heart chakra is very active. This is our empathic connection through the heart chakra. And I've seen that groupings of humans that are coming into the earth now, indigo kids, star children, crystal children, all of that, they are highly activated in their heart chakra, and they communicate mostly through the heart chakra. This is, again, empathic communication, empathic dialogue that we're receiving through higher vibrational energies all the time. Anyways, this is the heart chakra, so put your heart chakra on the ground, lay on the floor. That's a quick way to discharge the energy, just like static electricity builds up, because this is electromagnetic current. It is literally magnetic energy, okay? Another quick way to dispense that is to get magnetic hematite. I'm like, where is it? I'm looking around this room. Let me grab it. Okay, through my toolbox. I have a lot of them. I like the palm size, but you can get these in all different sizes. And they have two different polarity sides to them. This is the positive versus the right. They're not, the charges are opposite, so they're pushing away from each other. There. And you can hold them in your palm. You can run them over your heart and essentially take a few minutes to push all the electronic charge out of the body and into the rocks. So just be very intentional about it. So you would hold them. Let's say my heart is on fire and I've just done a very deep healing session, releasing trauma, a lot of heart energy, painful experiences, wounded experiences, whatever it may be, okay? So you're gonna take the magnetic hematite, hold it over the areas that you feel highly active in your chakra system. I close my eyes, it just helps me to focus. Take a deep breath in. And essentially, you release the breath through the nose, but you're pushing all of the electromagnetic frequency, like you're focusing on, as if on the inside of your body, you could push all of that tension, all of that buildup out of the pores and into the stone. Okay, you can do the same if you've been speaking, you've been talking, you can do the same through your throat chakra or over your mouth here. Same through the third eye. You can run it in the meridians of the body. Love it. I go to magnetic hematite a lot. It's a quick, effective way to discharge energy. So that would be my kind of caveat to you, is to discharge the energy after each session that you're having. And then, kind of like I said at the beginning, make sure that you have psychic boundaries. I'm assuming that you do. This is making sure that you have clear boundaries for dealing with any parasitic energy, bacterial energy, viruses of the energetic sort, right? That might get in the mind and try to attach, get in the body and try to attach, that you have psychic boundaries against them. And these are just like regular doctors, right? That have practices for their hygiene. Maybe they wear a mask, maybe they suit up, they put an extra layer on themselves before they go in to do surgery, they wash their hands very clean. They do these practices so that they themselves don't get sick. So the same is true if you are a healer. You must make sure that you keep up with your energetic hygiene, that your psychic boundaries that you've set for yourself. I have videos on that as well. So can't get to all of it because there's specifics with each one, but I recommend that you go back to watch about chakras, about inverted chakras, also talking about energetic hygiene and keeping up with all of that. Okay, I hope that that was a blessing to those of you guys that are healers, practitioners, that are dealing a lot with engaging your own chakras. All right, I'm going to sign off here and wish you well. I'll be back next week with another video.